Hey, good afternoon there, my friends. This is Patrick Allmond from StopDoingNothing.com, and I thought I'd talk to you today a little bit about being brutally honest with your time management. One of the big topics I talk about on StopDoingNothing.com is realistic time management. And sometimes when I'm at a party or when I'm out and about having coffee, people are asking me, well, what do you mean by realistic time management? And I thought I'd go into a little bit of detail there. What I mean by realistic time management is realizing that sometimes you don't have all of the hours and minutes in the day that you think you have. When you want to accomplish a certain task, like write a chapter of a book, or go work on your garden, or clean the kitchen, or do laundry, or whatever you want to do, people tend to think in the absolute terms. In other words, the time it takes to do the actual task versus the time to prep for it, the time to get all the supplies for it, and then all the cleanup time afterwards. And I'll give you a very good example. A blog post. You might put something on your calendar that says, you know what, I'm going to take 30 minutes every single day to write a blog post. And so you allocate that time on your calendar, which you're going to do, of course. And then when that time comes, you're there in front of the keyboard and you are kind of having a writer's block because you don't really know what topic you're going to talk about. And then let's say you get past that writer's block, you're 10, 15 minutes into it. Well, now you're down to 15 minutes. So you have to write the blog post, you have to proofread the blog post, you have to check the blog post for errors. If you're the kind of person who likes to put images with your blog post, you have to go find a legit legal image to put with the blog post. You then have to go through the blog post and apply some SEO to it, some search engine optimization, which means pick a keyword phrase and then optimize the title, the URL, the content, the description, or the teaser with that SEO phrase. So in reality, that half an hour might be an hour or two. And I've discovered this, and of course you'll get more efficient with it over time, but you need to realize that when it comes to planning your time management, you have to be brutally realistic and brutally honest with yourself on how long it takes for things to get done. So when you start scheduling things in your calendar, start adding in all that prep time. And let's take another example, a business meeting in your city. You have to run across town to an hour-long business meeting. So you immediately know that, you know what, that's not an hour-long business meeting. That is not a 60-minute chunk out of your calendar. That's probably really more like a 2-hour chunk out of your calendar. Let's assume that you get to the business meeting at 3 o'clock and you want the business meeting to end at 4 o'clock. So there's your 60 minutes, right? Wrong. You have to plan the drive time, okay? You have to plan your research for the company. You have to plan about building any flyers or handouts or presentations you're going to give. In general, you have to think about the topic of the meeting at all. And then if you obviously have to do the drive there, give yourself however much time that takes. The actual meeting itself, a lot of times meetings run over if you're not really careful on time management, so pad for that. And then, of course, the follow-up after the meeting. Let's say that you get back to your office and you want to send some thank you emails, make a list of the tasks that have to be done. And then you have another half an hour to an hour of follow-up work after the meeting. And that's assuming that the meeting ends on time. A lot of times meetings end late. So whether it comes to writing a blog post or getting in the habit of planning your meeting time efficiently, realize that even though when you wake up in the morning and you look at that calendar and you see that you have all of these hours, realistically, if you want to get your tasks done and you want to get them done right and you want to get them done efficiently, you really don't have that much time in your calendar. And that applies to everything. That applies to writing blog posts. That applies to checking emails. That applies to making this video, for example, that I'm making right here. The amount of actual physical time it takes, that's the amount that we really know, but we always have to pad for the planning and the optimization and the cleanup work. Videos like this, for example, are going to require some editing work. I usually put some subtitles in there, and when I pop this up on YouTube, I usually put some annotations in there, and I might even apply a little bit of jazzy music. So this 5-10 minute video, however long I'm going to record it, requires some more time around that to actually get the thing done. So again, think about that as you plan out your life. If you're going to write a book, think about that when you write a book. There's more time involved than just putting the words on the page. If you're going to drive across country, if you're going to plan a business meeting, all those things, become very efficient and very realistic with your time management. So if there's one lesson I want you to take away from this video, it's being or practicing realistic time management. Part of the whole Stop Doing Nothing world over at StopDoingNothing.com. This has been Patrick Allmond. Be sure you subscribe to this video. Hop on over and watch some of the other videos on YouTube. And also, of course, you better get over to the website and in the big orange box on the right, Subscribe and become part of our community. We're slowly approaching 30,000 people between all of our social media lists and email lists, and we want you to be a part of that. So again, hop over to stopdoingnothing.com and subscribe. Get on YouTube, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you soon. This has been Patrick Allmond signing off.